Hey everyone, Carolyn Edlund here. I'm the founder of Artsy Shark, and I have a very special guest with me today to talk about an important topic that I know is of real interest to all of the artists out there. You know, if you have a website, if you sell online and online sales are dominant these days, then you need to know how to get people to come to your website. You may have built a beautiful one. It might be really functional. It might be ready for visitors. But if you don't have visitors, it's like a little island out there in the middle of the ocean that no one comes to, and that would be a shame. So I know, especially from speaking to many, many artists, that it is really important to know how to drive traffic to your website. And for that reason, we've developed a course called Drive Massive Traffic to Your Art Website. And this course is going to have multiple modules in it that talk about all kinds of different traffic and go into great detail and a lot of how-tos on how you can take advantage of this knowledge. And we're selling that as a master course. We're also going to have that individually available as smaller courses, so you can purchase it either way. I'd like to introduce at this point the instructor of that course, my friend, my colleague, and one of the smartest people that I know, and that's Daniel Degree. So Daniel, welcome. Thank you for joining me today. I'm really looking forward to getting into a deep discussion about website traffic, so welcome.
Thank you. Good to be here.
I want to just launch this with a question, a really basic question, so that we can kind of get the audience thinking about this. What is traffic? How would you define that?
Well, you know, traffic, I mean, it's sort of what everybody knows, which is it's human visitors coming to your website. It's your audience taking a look at your primary piece of sales collateral. But traffic can also be thought of as a variety of types of traffic. So you have social traffic, people coming in from your social media site, people coming in, local traffic, people coming in from local searches or a given region that you're part of, search traffic, so people looking in Google or Bing or what have you, repeat traffic. So that's people that have obviously been to your website before, but they're coming back. And oftentimes people take multiple times to make a decision to engage a given brand. And then referral traffic, which is somebody told somebody else about you, and so on. And so, for instance, most often email traffic is an example. It's going to be repeat or referral traffic. But there are other ways to think about traffic in terms of, you know, when somebody comes to you, what mindset are they in? So you can think about selective traffic. So that's traffic that is the right buyer or the right sort of person to consider your work, et cetera. Relevant traffic, so they're the right person in the right mindset. And timely traffic, so they're the right person, the right mindset at the right moment for them to make the decision you want them to make. And that's all about sort of being aligned with your message in a ready to consume state. So an example of not timely traffic, we all know what not relevant traffic is, somebody who can't buy your work and wouldn't anyway, right? But not timely traffic might be somebody for whom this is, you know, a got you. So they think they're going to go to some site and view a bunch of free art, and that is the mentality they're in and the purpose for which they're searching. And they end up going to a site that is selling them art. It's not primarily an art consumer place for viewing art, right? So one of our goals is to create an opportunity for traffic to come to us deliberetely through our intervention, through channels like email, social.
I want to follow up on that really quickly, because I know what this course is about, and I've seen it, and it's incredible. So what I'm hearing from you as an artist is, I need not only traffic, but I need the right kind of traffic. And I need to cultivate traffic of people who are in the right mindset to view my art, so that they can follow my website and kind of follow along with what I want them to do when they're on my website, which might be purchase my art.
Well,
so you need to step that up.
Let's be explicit. I think we have to view traffic as a sales funnel. It's a way in which sales funnel is a traditional phrase that refers to the mindset of people when they come to you. But ultimately, they enter through the top of the funnel, which is a wide open area where they're thinking about lots of different things. They might not even know for sure that they're going to buy art, but at the bottom of the funnel, they are making a decision, and it's a decision you'd like them to make. So we typically think of that sales funnel in terms of sort of top of the funnel, middle of the funnel, bottom of the funnel. And the top of the funnel, people are in the mindset very often of sort of learning. It's a learning mode. I might be learning what types of art I like. I might be learning what type of art is available. I might be learning about price points. Can I afford the kind of art I want? I might be learning about your specific brand, especially if somebody mentioned, hey, you ought to go take a look at that site and it's referral traffic. And then the middle of the funnel is somebody sort of considering it. So now they've moved from just theoretical to I'm actually now scouting around thinking about making a purchase. It's actively in my mind, the idea of purchasing. And
so you're switching those people from looking mode into buying mode. So in other words, you're transitioning.
That's the bottom of the funnel. So the bottom of the funnel is buying mode. It's when people have moved from merely considering purchasing art to they're considering purchasing your art. Specifically, they're focused on you. And it could be you and maybe down to you and a couple of other people. They're looking at a couple other websites. But that point where you convert them and they take an action, they engage, or maybe it's yes, but not now. So they subscribe to your mailing list, but it could be also right now, or it could be an outreach that's maybe right now. Hey, I want to ask you more about your art that's not in your details. Do you ship it? Do you frame it? Will you hang it? Is it available in X size? Can you do a custom piece on commission? Will you sell me, I see prints. Will you sell me an original of any of these? Those kinds of activities are all sort of buying mode. And it would be a remiss not to say that these things have changed over time. So one reason artists need to stay current is with the growth of social media and the growth of the web and the decline of sort of print publications. I mean, how many of us still have a 12-month paper subscription to Consumer Reports and make our wine choices that way, et cetera? Most people now, and it's especially true of the up and coming generations of buyers, millennials and Generation Z, but even with all buyers of all demographics, people are coming to us now with already more information. They've done some searches. They've thought about this more. They're less sort of clueless walking around a big box Sears store with the bright lights going, I think I want something that makes music, maybe a hi-fi, maybe a radio. They know a little bit more, and they've checked with other people, and sort of they probably know a bit about you before they arrive. So that buyer behavior has changed, and how we adapt to that is that we change the way we put information out in places like social and email and search to cultivate those potential buyers and generate their traffic.
Right. So this course is informing the artist on what is the right kind of traffic, what is the traffic you want, and what are the most cutting edge ways to attract and drive traffic to your website to set them up for you to put them, to change them from a visitor into a follower and cultivate them into a buyer. Because we know that sales are basically relationships that are going to be ending in a sale, maybe not ending, they're going to be culminating in a sale, and then hopefully repeat sales and referral sales. That is actually going to take me a little bit into what this course covers. And if I can share my screen right now, let's take a look at this master course that you're creating. It's pretty amazing. 1 second here, I got to make sure that I've got that page pulled up. There we go. I'm going to share my screen right now. Get on the right place. Here we go. So this course, which is taken completely online, this is an e-course, and Artsy Shark and Mad Pipe, we put this together as a combined collaborative effort. Artsy Shark and Mad Pipe. The master course is Drive Massive Traffic to Your Art Website, how to get more eyes on your art website from search, social, repeat, referral, and local traffic, if you recall the different types that Daniel just spoke about. So the master course is an overall comprehensive experience. We're debuting that this month in October 2021. and we'll have an introduction and also get into the curriculum right now. So I'd like to talk about that curriculum. Maybe we can describe it a little bit. I've opened up the module that's being debuted in October, and we're going to be looking first at social traffic. I know everyone has a great interest in this because practically every artist out there is on social media. So we're looking at quite a few different videos. This is 3.5 hours worth of videos. Maybe you could describe some of these topics real quick while we're on this
Yeah,
page.
I mean, social media, we all value it when somebody gives us a thumbs up or a like or what have you. But ideally, we are also getting traffic off of social media. That's really the litmus test. And that traffic, we've cultivated a mindset so that people are arriving on our website with kind of somewhere on the sales funnel, right? And so even if they're just learning about the brand and it's a long decision-making process and they're not buying today, we still sort of want this a kind of cultivated mentality that we have something to say about. So, at the start of that, we introduce people to what we're about by creating a hell yeah response. By which I mean something that somebody hears and it resonates with them, and they emotionally, even if not verbally, say, hell yeah, that's right on. And so that initial vibe is something that artists often leave to the side in favor of things like just maintaining the social media channel. And what we're going to show them how to do is get a hell yeah response from the audience consistently, again and again and again, in a way that gives them the opportunity to get traffic off of social media instead of just sort of a like. And in fact, at the same time, get a lot more likes. Among those opportunities, though, is once you create a hell yeah response, you can deepen the relationship with audience experiences in social media. We talk about sort of what kinds of experiences you can create, what other artists are doing, how to create those in social media. We also answer some of the basic questions that people have about, well, which social media channels do I need to be in? All of them? Can I be selective? Does it need to be Instagram, Facebook, et cetera? And we do sort of a survey of what various artists are doing and how well they're doing them, and give some advice on where to put your efforts. And then organic and ads, because you can put your own content into social media, and it's sort of free and people can consume it, and it will reach your audience. But you can also reach out to a wider audience, a much wider audience, giving you opportunities for more traffic with ads. But if you combine those two efforts and you make them sort of dovetail in a way that's intelligent, you can get an even greater amount of traffic out of
Yeah, I love that, because so many artists have said to me, I've run some Facebook ads, they did nothing for me. This is how to make it actually function for your business and work.
Yeah, that's exactly right. A
Love
lot of
that.
times those ads sort of happen in a vacuum because we're not thinking of them in conjunction with what we're putting out in social media that's not ads, et cetera. And then there's sort of what to post and what not to post. There's some confusion about that. What does the audience really want from you? What will engage them? What will create that sort of buyer response that we're looking for? And of course, I provide some additional resources and links and other things that can help extend that knowledge. But the beauty of this is that you can take this information and go to work right away. It's actionable. You can immediately begin to implement these changes and start generating social traffic. I would say you could generate social traffic, an increase in social traffic, as soon as the next day.
I agree with you. I love this course. I've taken it. It blew me away. I think what I also love about this master course is this master course is going to hit on everything you need to know, because there are many different types of traffic and you're going to want to master all of those. However, you could purchase this social traffic as a standalone if that's all you wanted to do. But we're going to be rolling out other courses as we go forward, and you'll see that we've got a schedule on here every month, November, December, January, and February. And then the entire course will be available with all of these modules, as well as having all modules as standalones. But just as a preview, let's look into November at some of the things. What is local traffic, and what do we have planned for that course?
Yeah, and I should say, Carolyn, that part of the reason we're doing it this way, rolling it out in steps. If you buy the master course, if we dump it all on you, the chances of you absorbing all this information and implementing it anytime soon are fairly slim. By the time you get to the fifth type of traffic, it's already stale because it's sort of worn off. You're busy and overloaded. So rather than overwhelm people, this gives us a chance to focus on social traffic 1 month, local traffic in another, and give you sort of actionable steps that you can implement to create a comprehensive set of sources of traffic. So local traffic is traffic that, in answer to your question, comes from your regional or local area. But the reason it's not just traffic garnered by the same methods. So we can get local traffic off of search and off of social and off of email, et cetera. But those methodologies are not necessarily the most effective ways to get traffic that's local. And even national artists often don't realize that there's a whole waiting army of people to visit and consider your work that value, especially in this market, value things that are regional, are local, are authentic, are part of their area and community. People in New Jersey are much more likely to buy art in the Northeast or Mid-Atlantic region than they are art across the country. There's still a lot of that traffic available. If you're in Pennsylvania, you could sell art to somebody in Texas, but you're missing out if you don't also market specifically to that region. So this gives you techniques for doing that, specifically doing things like making YouTube more effective for local, making Yelp more effective for local, and creating local experiences for the local press in order to gain that visibility. And these are very practical things. They're not high and mighty. You can implement these things pretty much right away.
And I bet this is something that so many artists have never even considered. This could add an entire new element to your marketing. It could get you tons of attention that you really hadn't thought of because you're thinking of the internet as global. But, a lot of business is local. You're absolutely right. So I think this is going to be an indispensable course for a lot of people, especially if they're looking for new strategies. So let's close that up. I want to open up the search traffic module here, which we all know how important search is. Let's dive into that a little bit, a preview of that course.
Right. So, oftentimes I get asked, how do I rank on the first page of Google, as though that exists and it's a one and done and you're there. And my answer is always, well, for which search? Your name, you can get there tomorrow. But if you're going to rank for the word art, it's going to be the rest of your life. So a lot of what needs to be answered here is, how do I climb the search engine ladder for different types of searches that people are actually searching for, that are opportunities that I am likely to be able to rank for. The goal is not to dominate Google so you're the first thing that comes up no matter what anybody searches about related to art when they're looking for a museum. No, we get you, but instead, what searches are appropriate for you to target that you have a chance of doing well in, that will increase your total amount of traffic? And how can you target those searches? And there are ways to do that using your blog, and there are ways to do it using landing pages on your website. And I'm specifically going to teach some techniques for doing this that anybody can do. If you can create a website page on your website, you can do this. You can do this fairly easily by getting people to link back to your website. And I'm going to teach you some practical ways to do that. And I'm going to emphasize focusing on the greatest returns, because a lot of people can give you a lot of knowledge about search engine optimization, SEO. But the problem is that information can be overwhelming and sometimes sounds like you need to hire an expensive $3,000 a month expert. So we're going to focus on the things that a working artist can do for themselves that have the greatest effect with the least amount of effort. That's what search is about.
Yeah, I love, as someone who has a website, and search is my greatest traffic source, it is so essential. And if you don't know what you're doing, or you're actually making some of the wrong moves, this is going to be incredibly important for you. Here's the next module, repeat traffic, one of my favorite topics. And we're going to look at that in the following module that's going to be released. Let's take a look at a little bit of how you can bring people back to your website.
Yeah, so first, I just want to say that repeat traffic is so important because everybody's sales cycle is different. The percentage of people that are going to look at your website and 2 minutes later buy a $5,000 or $15,000 or even $1,000 piece of art are much slimmer than the number of people that are going to look, think about it, follow you on social media, come back, join your email list, and ultimately make a decision, right? You can shorten that cycle, how soon they make the decision. You can arm them with enough information, enough understanding of the value to do it. But how do you do that? And how do you ensure that they do come back? And so repeat traffic is about garnering more of that traffic through things like automated emails. A lot of people don't have time, given if you're a busy studio artist, working a lot, creating the actual product, you don't necessarily have time to write all the emails in the world, and your newsletters may not be performing all that well for you, but you can let automated emails do a lot of that heavy lifting. And so we're going to talk a lot about how to do that. And also at the same time, to write emails that people actually read. The biggest change in email marketing is actually that newsletters are on the decline. Lots of artists send out newsletters, but just like we don't subscribe very often to 12-month print periodicals anymore, or show up and all sit around the dinner table at 6:30 and watch, the evening news. We're more on the go. We get more of our stuff off the web. We find that people read emails that are more transactional. They're shorter, they're on one point, et cetera. And we're going to talk about how to actually make those kinds of emails in a way that people will read them, all the way down to sort of how to write better headlines to get people to open them in the first place. Because if they don't open them, they're certainly not going to read them. So we're going to talk about cranking up your open rates so that the feedback you get is read your email, and people then come back to your website. Your emails are going to help them do that.
Yeah, this is so important. And I know that you write a mean email and all the great headlines. You are going to be incredibly essential for anybody looking to bring traffic back and to really brush up the way that they're communicating with the people who do follow them. All right, and our last module that's going to be released in February is referral traffic. Oh my gosh, some people never take advantage of this. A referral to another potential collector is about the most important thing you can get from your existing fans and collectors. So let's talk about what will be in that upcoming course.
Yeah, back to the thing we talked about at the top when we talked about social traffic. A lot of people will give you the thumbs up and give you the like, and that's sort of the end of it. But many of those people are potential brand champions, brand evangelists, brand affiliates for your art brand. And what we're going to talk about in that course is how to convert those people into champions for you so that you get more referral business. Look, referral business is business that buys more and buys more frequently and says yes more often than almost any other form of traffic. If you can garner a lot of referral traffic, you almost could ignore all the other types. There are businesses that exist almost solely off of referral traffic. I don't advise it. I like to diversify the portfolio of traffic sources so that as things ebb and flow, if any one thing, tapers off, I've got more coming in. But I'm not going to leave to the side of the road probably the most powerful thing that I want to get, which is the buzz, people using word of mouth to tell other people about me. So that's about having this mindset, some strategies for converting these people that like you and like your work into brand champions, equipping them to better talk about you, because very often just, oh, I like this art, you should check it out sometime, is not effective. But in that same space of 7 words, there are other things one could say and other reasons one could give that might be more effective. And you saying those things over and over to people that love your work and want to tell other people about it can get those people saying those things over and over. So that's partly about training yourself for having more effective conversations with your fan base. And then we would be remiss if we didn't talk a little bit about the possibility of an affiliate program. It astounds me how many artists don't think of this, don't consider doing it. That's for everybody else. And I think, look, it's one thing to say, oh, if somebody buys art and you told them about it, I'll give you $20. That's really difficult to track. But when you create an affiliate program, that means anytime somebody shares a link to your website and that link results in a sale, that person knows that 1, it's going to be tracked. 2, if it does result in a sale, they're going to get some promo from that, some small percentage, 1%, 5%, 10%, whatever it is, whatever you decide. And it also creates an incentive for them to share that link. They're more likely to share that link as much as they love you if there's something potentially in it for them. I might share your link if you're going to give me a few $100 for a $5,000 painting you sold.
Yeah, that's right. And you know what? For artists who teach, any artist who's putting together a course on the internet, how to paint, how to do fiber art, whatever your course is, that is a perfect vehicle for an affiliate program as well.
I agree.
So we have got so much coming up. This starts out with the social traffic that is already launched. It is now available. The entire course, the master course, is called Drive Massive Traffic to Your Art Website. And it is a collaborative effort between Artsy Shark and Mad Pipe. I'm thrilled to have Daniel teaching this for us, and just know that this is going to give you so many tools and so many skills to improve the type and the different methods of getting traffic and the right kind of traffic to your website. So I'm going to stop sharing the course screen right now and just thank you, Daniel, for this conversation today. I know that people are interested in sharing their website and sharing what they've built online. Online sales are growing and it's never going to stop. This is the time to know how to get people to your website who are going to end up doing what you want, whether it's signing up for your list, coming to your exhibition, sharing your work, or buying your art. So we're looking forward to a lot of people engaging with us. You can buy any of these modules as a standalone course, but the master course is going to give you the entire program with all of those different marketing channels. So any ending thoughts on this, Daniel, before we wrap it?
Yeah, I'll just say that, in 2020, you brought up the growth of digital sales. The funny thing that happened in 2020 is there was a 10% increase in the number of people who previously did not purchase most things or most substantive things via online. Coming into the market and actually shifting that behavior and making key buying decisions, everything from cars that are delivered to your house to major appliances, buying those things online. Previously, they had set that stuff aside, said, I like to go to the store. 2020, they started buying online. In 2021, just in so far this year, another 10% has added. So that's 20%. That's a 20% growth rate over since COVID started. And what's interesting about it is that's permanent. All of the analysts are saying that's not going to go back to so-called normal, and everybody's going to flood the retail stores at the end of this, if there is ever an end. But instead, we now believe that that additional 20% will continue to grow over the next few years, and that they will continue to make those kinds of major purchases online. So the opportunity for artists now is unparalleled, and the cost of not doing effective selling online is also higher.
That's right. This is the future, and you need strategies to make this happen for you now. I think it's an incredibly timely subject. I'm thrilled to be presenting this with you. I want to thank everybody for watching this, and go check out the course. I think you'll be very pleased.